Alright guys, today I'm going to talk about the old new GA-500 G-Shock and why I think this is actually the real updated version of the vintage AW500 series. Now straight away, it is all based on the design of the watch and also from the reference number called GA-500. That alone is already a similarities, and that's the reason why it is round in shape. Now, according to the promotional video of the reissued AW500, they did mention that the design of that watch was inspired by circular, round shape, curvature, and everything all in a single piece. And if you compare that to this, it's kind of like the same thing, and also it is an NADG watch as well. Check this out. It has a round shaped bezel, very obvious, and you have this round shaped button at the front, curvature button guard on the side, also screw guard, round in shape. This watch uses screw bar and not regular spring bar, which is one of the good thing as well. Cannot find this kind of build on an entry-level NADG G-Shock, so very impressive. And also, the watch band has a lot of holes in them, and last time I checked, they are circle in shape, and it has curvature at the end of this watch band, some curvature over here. And also, if you look at the watch from this angle, it is slightly curved as well, just to wrap around your wrist even more. Both sides goes the same. This watch band feels very good. It's been a while since I have this on hand. Last video I made was like 4 years ago, when this watch was released back in 2016, right? Fairly new on the market, but almost being forgotten because it is not popular, and also because of this really odd design, especially for this size. It is a massive G-Shock watch. For a quick comparison to my GA-900, which is already quite big, that is how it looked like. Normally G-Shock could get away with this big case sizing by making the watch so boxy that it is pretty hard to tell the size is, but with this watch the size is incredibly obvious. It is massive, you could see it from a mile away. Anyone else who is sitting next to you could tell the time just with a glance, which is great because you could see the time from a distance. But if you are, conscious about watch size, then this watch probably not for you. But then again, it's made for sports. You want a watch that is practical to be seen from a distance, since according to the promotional video, the design of all of these things was inspired by bicycle or road bike. And also the reason why it has the cross at the center of the watch to represent bike frame, and that's the reason why this hand over here is just sitting there to complete the cross shape. Speaking of the hands down here, let me show you guys one cool thing that you cannot find on any other G-Shock at this price point. The fact that they have double coil motor just for these hands alone, and that allowed this watch to do one cool thing. Check this out. If I press mode button, it will go to the right for countdown timer, and then it will move to the left for world time to 48 cities, 31 time zones, and then move back to the right for the alarm mode, signal, and snooze, and then move back to the left for the stopwatch mode to 24-hour range, which is currently running. And notice that it will start to move or count to match with this digital display over here, which is very cool. And now once it reached the 60-second mark, and then it will move back to the left and just keep repeating itself. And it looks very simple, right? Just standard motion. But if you compare this watch to every NADG G-Shock like the GA-100, 200, 300, none of them could perform this kind of movement, and that makes this watch special. Quick summarize: great screw bar, comfortable watch band. Oh, did I mention that? The watch band is insanely comfortable. It is still made out of polyurethane, but it feels like a silicone. Very nice feels on it. I almost forgot how it feels over the years, but since I got it back, it feels very good. You either like the design or not, but I want you guys to keep an open mind with this watch because the price is very affordable and it is so high quality to the touch, to the feels. I don't know how about the longevity, because the battery could only last for about 3 years, but it is still running today, already like 4, almost 5 years. So there's a proof that the watch lasts longer, but that's not to say there's no bad thing. First being the LED backlighting. It is from 2016 and also from entry-level NADG. You guys could expect this already. It only have double LED backlighting in amber orange for the analog portions only. So if you want to look at the digital display, you can't see it. It's just not possible to see it. especially if you have bad eyesight. Mine pretty good. I could kind of see it, especially this area over here, because it is sitting closely to the light source, but yeah, you cannot see it, and there's no lumen here, so keep that in mind. Next thing is, if you really want to use this watch or make most use of it, find one in positive display, this one in negative, I guess mostly for fashion wear. Let me put this watch on wrist just to show to you guys how it will be looking like for my 15.5 centimeter circumference wrist. People could spot this watch from a mile away. Look at that. But if you're using this watch as advertised, basically for cycling, road biking, you need a big face watch to tell the time as you're moving, and also you need that moving second hands there to tell the time or check the stopwatch, because you cannot actually see that digital display, it is small. But having an analog hands that big would make your job a lot easier if you're actually using this model for sports, something that I've never thought about before. But here, this watch could perform that without having a moving second hand, so that would be much more practical. But in this, they kind of change it up a little bit, you know, like G-Shock always do. They try something else. I mean, they things out of the box, and I want you guys to do the same as well with this watch.